Good evening, folks, and welcome to another video. We're doing some flying in the Greek islands this evening. We're flying from here in Corfu to the island of Samos, where we'll be trying to fly one of the most challenging visual approaches in the world to our runway 09 at Samos Airport. We're flying Aegean's Airbus A319 this evening. Passenger boarding has completed. The forward cabin door has been closed, baggage doors have closed as well, and we're going to hop in the cockpit here and do our departure brief and get ready to head out to Samos. Okay, welcome aboard the flight deck. Let's go ahead and do our takeoff briefing. Are you ready for the takeoff briefing?
Ready.
Okay, this is going to be a standard left seat takeoff with flaps config 1 and flex temp 790 degrees. V1 and rotate at 131, V2 135, transition altitude 5,000. And the weather at Corfu, winds 3003 knots, visibility greater than 10 kilometers, few clouds 3,500, temperature 14, dew point 12, and QNH is 1012.
Hey guys, all parks are on board. Are we clear to close?
Yes.
Thanks.
And we're located at stand 4 here at the ramp, and let's go ahead and pull up our taxi route here. So from stand 4, we're going to be taxiing to a 16 for departure via Alpha 1, and then we'll hold short of 16 for departure. During the departure, for any malfunctions before V1, engine failure, fire, loss of control, aircraft unsafe to fly, I will call stop to reject the takeoff. We'll apply maximum braking, exit off the runway if able, and advise ATC. For any malfunctions after V1, we're going to continue the takeoff and treat it as an in-flight emergency. I will handle the controls and advise ATC, and you back me up with the ECAM memo action items. Pending that, we're going to be departing via the Malad 1 Kilo departure this evening off of runway 16, and the procedure for the Malad 1 Kilo departure is to climb straight ahead. At or about 500 feet, we're going to turn left to intercept the Garitsa radial 138 to the Kirkira VOR, and from the then at Kirkira VOR, we're going to then track on the 137 radial outbound to join the A14 airway to Malad, which will cross at or above flight levels 70. And transition altitude, as I said, is 5,000. And this SID does require a minimum climb gradient for the Malad 1 Kilo of 6.1% up to 1,800 feet, then 5% up to flight level 70. So at a ground speed of, let's say, 200 knots, we're going to need to climb at least 1,235 feet per minute, minute initially, and then 1,013 feet per minute up to flight level 70 after we're about 1,800 feet. And minimum safe altitudes, 4,500 to the south and a bit of the northeast, or a bit of the northwest, and 8,200 feet to the northeast. And that's it for the departure brief. Any questions?
None.
Before start checklist.
Cockpit prep.
Completed.
Completed. Gear pins and covers.
Removed.
Signs.
On auto.
ADIRS.
Nav.
Fuel quantity.
5000 kilograms.
Takeoff data.
Set.
Barrel ref.
QNH 1012 set.
1012 set. Down to the line.
Cabin crew arm slides and cross check. Below the line.
Windows and doors.
Closed.
Closed. Beacon.
On.
Thrust levers.
Idle.
Parking brake.
On.
Before start checklist complete.
This beautiful scenery, by the way, as we taxi to hold short of 16 here. This is FlyTampa's famous Corfu scenery. One of my absolutely favorite sceneries for prepared. They did an absolutely fantastic job modeling the town here in Corfu. Incredibly well done. Before takeoff checklist.
Flight controls.
Checked.
Checked. Flight instruments.
Checked.
Checked. Briefing.
Confirmed.
Flap setting.
Config 1 plus F.
Config 1 plus F. V1, VR, V2, flex temp.
V1, VR 131, V2 135. Flex temp 79 degrees.
V1 154, VR 154, V2 154, Toga ATC.
Set.
Ecam memo.
Takeoff no blue.
Down to the line.
Okay, we're down to the line. Let's go ahead and line up here on runway 16.
Approach path clear of traffic.
Checked. The landing lights on, strobes on. Below the line.
Takeoff runway.
16 confirmed.
Cabin crew be seated for takeoff. Confirmed. Cabin crew.
Advised.
TCAS.
TARA.
Engine mode selector. Packs are off.
Normal.
Packs.
Off.
Before takeoff checklist complete.
Okay, before takeoff checklist. Ready.
A firm.
Let's line up here and get going to the beautiful island of Samos. Takeoff.
Check.
Manflex 79er, SRS, runway auto thrust blue.
Checked. Thrust set.
Checked. Checked.
V1.
Gear up.
Positive climb.
Gear up.
Gear up.
Okay, we're starting that left turn now on the Mallet 1 kilo departure. Thrust climb, climb.
Checked.
To intercept the Goritza radial 138 outbound.
Packs are on.
Autopilot 1 on. Okay, the autopilot is on. Flap 0.
Speed checked. Flaps 0.
Beautiful view behind us of Corfu Airport. And that town down there. Again, this is incredibly awesome scenery from FlyTampa. Okay, this past green dot. After takeoff, climb checklist. After takeoff, climb checklist.
Landing gear.
Up. Up.
Flaps.
Retracted.
Pax.
On.
Down to the line.
Set standard.
Standard cross-checked. Passing flat level 060. Now.
Checked. Through our transition altitude there, which is 5,000 feet here at Corfu, and I've rolled our altitude selector up to flight level 370, which is our cruising flight level for this flight down to Samos. Below the line.
Barrow ref.
Standard set.
Standard set. After takeoff, climb checklist complete.
Okay, we're climbing up to flight level 370. 111 nautical miles to go to top of climb, which we should be reaching in about 14 minutes or so. 16 minutes or so, correction. And we have 390 nautical miles to go to Samos, which we'll be reaching in a little less than an hour, about 55 minutes or so en route at this point. And we'll be landing with 2.3 tons of fuel on board. So a nice quick short hop down to Samos. Okay, we'll continue the climb here. I'm going to give you folks some nice exterior views off the climb. And the cruise here. So sit back, relax, and
Seatbelts off.
confirm. And I'll talk to you again in a few minutes as we come up on our top of descent and do our approach brief for the arrival into Samos. Enjoy. Confirm. Confirm.
Confirm, clear at nav.
Confirm.
Confirm, copy active to secondary.
Confirm. Hey folks, welcome back. We're coming up on our top of descent here in about another 25 miles or so. So we're just about to do our approach briefing with our co-pilot for the approach into Samos. You have control.
I have control.
Are you ready for the approach brief?
Ready.
Okay, the weather at Samos. Winds 010 at 6 knots, visibility greater than 10 kilometers, few clouds 2,000, temperature 19er, dew point 12, and QNH is 1011. We're going to be arriving at Samos via the Ormos 2 Alpha arrival, so let me go ahead and pull up that star chart here. Okay, for the Ormos 2 Alpha, we're going to track from Ormos on 117 degree heading to DME 16.0 from Ormos. Oh, sorry, DME 16.0 from the Samos VOR, then on to 10 DME, and then on to the Samos VOR. At which point we'll be transitioning into the VOR DME approach to Samos. Transition level is set by ATC. We're going to assume it's 7,000 feet. And the MSA to the west of Samos VOR is 6,000 feet and 5,100 feet to the east of Samos. Okay, let's review the approach plate here. VOR DME approach to Samos. The frequency for the Samos VOR, Sierra Alpha Mike, is 111.6. Final approach course 358 degrees. At DME 9.0 from Samos, the minimum altitude is 3,000 feet. MDA for vertical land is 1,880 feet with a visibility of 2,400 meters. And we're coming up on our top of descent here. I'm just going to go ahead and initiate our descent. I've set our MSA of 6,000 feet into the altitude selector there, so let's go ahead and initiate our descent down to 6,000 feet. Okay, back to the approach plate briefing. Okay, from the Samos VOR, we're going to track outbound at the 160 degree radial to DME 9.0. And then we're going to initiate a right turn at a maximum of 200 knots back to intercept and track inbound on the 358 degree radial to Samos. And once we're inbound inside of 9 DME to Samos, we can then descend to our MDA, so we're going to descend down to 1,900 feet. MSA once again 6,000 feet to the west of Samos and 5,100 feet to the east of Samos. And once we're inbound in the Samos 358 degree radial, we're then going to transition to the visual approach to runway 09, which is one of the most challenging visual approaches anywhere in the world. So once again, on the 160 degree radial, not 161, this chart is a bit out of date, 160 degree radial to DME 9.0 from Samos, gear down, flaps to about 2 for us, and then inbound in the 359 degree radial to Samos, at which point we'll descend down to 1,900 feet, flaps full. At 4.0 DME from Samos, we're then going to initiate a turn to the northwest on a 325 degree heading, descending to 1,100 feet directly towards this coastal village with a pier that extends out in the Aegean Sea here. And we'll plan to cross just to the west of that pier, west of that village, beam that pier at 1,100 feet. We'll continue our descent directly straight ahead towards the terrain that's going to be in front of us, towards this village that's called Millie. And once we're beamed this spur over here, we're going to plan to be beamed that spur at 900 feet, and then we're going to be making a descending right turn once we're beamed that spur. And once we're past the 240 degree radial from Samos, we're going to be making a descending right turn to final, and we're going to plan to cross right over this agricultural shed with a white roof at 400 feet, at which point we will hope to roll out on final with some nice 2 white, 2 red PAPI indications. And that's the plan to land on runway 09er. Now, 09er at Samos is the preferred runway to land on for a couple of good reasons. One of which, of course, is that there are downdrafts that come off this hill for 2.7 on short final that make landing on 2.7 kind of treacherous from time to time. And a really big reason, of course, is geopolitical. So you've got the border between Turkey and Greece right there. That's the Turkish coastline right there. And the border between Turkey and Greece is just 3.5 DME from Samos VOR. So there's often military traffic and other Turkish aircraft that are in Turkish airspace, and so Greek air traffic control wants to keep aircraft coming into Samos well clear of Turkish airspace. So that's the primary reason as well that runway 09er is the preferred runway to land at Samos. So that's the plan. We're going to take that visual approach to runway 09. Should be a lot of fun. And once we land on 09er, the runway length is 6,700 feet. We're going to be using auto brake setting of medium and full reverse on landing. If we can, we're going to exit on Alpha 3 and then taxi to one of the stands here at the terminal. So that's the plan for the approach. And that's the approach briefing. Any questions?
No questions.
I have control.
You have control.
Okay, we're descending through flight level 266 for the minimum safe altitude of 6,000 to the west of the Samos VOR, like I mentioned. And we'll continue our descent here. Beautiful sunset here over the Aegean Sea in Greece. Should be a really nice arrival into Samos. Coming up on the beautiful island of Samos up ahead. You can see the runway of Samos Airport right there. This is 29 palm scenery for Samos for prepared. One of the really good sceneries that's out there. 29 Palms is an incredibly good developer of sceneries for prepared. So that's Samos Airport, which we're going to be headed towards. Runway 09er, of course, is the one we're going to be landing on. And just across the sea there, that's Turkey and the Turkish coastline. And those two villages that you see, the coastal village there and then the smaller village that's inland, those are two of the key visual landmarks that we're going to be using along the visual approach to our runway 09er. Coming up on 10,000 feet. And we'll go ahead and initiate an open descent down to our MSA here of 6,000 feet.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be landing. Please ensure your cabin bag is safely stowed with your laptop inside. Your tray table must be stowed, armrests down, and window blinds open. You now need to be seated with your seatbelt.
Okay, just crossing over Samos. We're now outbound on the 160 degree radial to DME 9.0 from Samos. And I'm going to go ahead and set 3,000 there in our altitude selector. We'll descend down to 3,000. And we're through 7,000. I'm going to go ahead and set our altimeter setting, assuming we're through our transition altitude or transition level. QNH 1011 set.
1011 set, passing 6,000.
Checked.
Now.
Checked. Approach checklist.
Briefing.
Confirmed.
Beacon status.
Checked.
Seatbelts.
On.
Baro ref.
QNH 1011 set.
1011 set. Minimum.
0 feet set.
0 feet set. Engine mode selector.
Normal.
Approach checklist complete.
Okay, we've activated our approach phase there. Approach speed of 127 knots. The approach. And I'm going to go to the RadNav page here because I'm going to be using this later. For now, I'm going to set a CRS of 359 there. Flaps 1.
Speed checked. Flaps 1.
And let's reduce speed here to... Actually, let's hold it at 1 at 200. Gear down.
Gear down.
And And we're now turning to track inbound on the 359 degree radial to Samos. Let's reduce speed to 180. Flaps 2. Flaps 2.
Speed checked. Flaps 2.
Okay, we got a visual on Samos up ahead. And we're through 9 DME. I'm going to go ahead and descend to our MDA here of 1900 feet. And we'll set the BOR rows on the navigation display. Let's go into manage speed mode here. Flaps 3.
Speed checked. Flaps 3.
2500.
At DME 7.0 from, or sorry, DME 4.0 from Samos, we're then going to turn left to a 325 degree heading. Flaps full.
Speed checked. Flaps full. Cabin crew, be seated for landing.
And I'm going to go ahead and set our CRS here to 240, or course to 240. And that's something we'll be using for as an aid later on as we as an aid to initiate our turn to final. Landing checklist.
Cabin crew.
Advised.
Auto thrust.
Medium. Speed.
Auto brake.
Medium.
Ecam main on.
Landing no blue.
Landing checklist complete.
Okay, autopilot off. Gonna put the bird on the flight director there. Or the bird on the primary flight display there, turn off our flight director. And we're at 4.0 DME from Samos. I'm going to initiate that left turn now to a heading of 325, descending to about 1100 feet. And the goal is to pass a beam of that pier down there, that coastal village, just to the west of that village. And we're going to track straight ahead towards that terrain that you see up ahead. And up ahead is another smaller village inland called Millie. And you see that spur that's just to the south east of that village there. We're gonna, once we're beamed that spur and we're past the 240 degree radial from Samos, we're gonna initiate our right turn to final. And I'm planning to be beam that spur at about 900 feet or so. So I'm going to try and control my descent to make that happen. Okay, you can see the CDI needle centering there. So we're going to go ahead now and initiate our right turn to pass over that big white agricultural shed at 400 feet. And once we pass over that shed, the goal is to be kind of starting to roll out on final. So there's the shed up ahead. We which we're
500.
going to try and pass at 400 feet.
400. 300.
And then at this point, we're just going to try and
200.
roll out on final. Lined up with runway 09er there.
Checked.
Visual. Landing.
Checked.
100. 50. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. Retard. 5.
Spoilers. Reverse green. Decel. 70 knots.
Okay, let's stop here momentarily. Actually, let's make sure we're past the whole short line there. Okay, we'll pause here momentarily and check out a replay of that landing. Okay, folks, welcome back. So overall, not a bad landing at all. I did get a little low on that rollout to final, but overall, not too bad. After landing checklist.
Flaps.
Up. Retracted.
Spoilers.
Disarmed.
APU.
Start.
Radar.
Off.
Predictive wind shear system.
Off.
After landing checklist complete.
Okay, there we go. Pull forward maybe just slightly. Okay, let's stop there. Parking brake on. APU is on the buses. I'm going to go ahead and shut down both engines. Engine 1, Engine 2 master off. And cabin crew, disarm slides, and cross-check. Beacon off, seatbelts off, and that should activate GSX's deboarding feature there. And my co-pilot go through his shutdown flows here. It's really cool that Black Box lent his voice work to the FS2 crew European co-pilot. It's kind of nice to have that. Okay, parking checklist.
APU bleed.
On.
Engines.
Off.
Seatbelts.
Off.
Exterior lights.
Nav logo on.
Fuel pumps.
Off.
Parking brake and chocks.
On and in.
Parking checklist complete.
Okay, parking checklist complete. Deboarding should be beginning momentarily once the cabin doors are opened. Baggage carts have pulled up and baggage is being unloaded as we speak. Okay, there we go. Front cabin door has been opened. And rear cabin door has been opened as well. And the passengers are going to start disembarking momentarily. Okay, welcome to Samos, ladies and gentlemen. Really hope you enjoyed this flight. This is a fantastic scenery add-on from 29 Palms. Lots of incredible details. You can see some of the buses kind of moving around the airport there. There's animated folks walking around the airport, as well as baggage carts that are animated, kind of driving around. That's really cool. This is a really nice scenery add-on. Alright, so hey, really hope you enjoyed this video. This was an incredibly challenging approach to Samos, and it's part of my series of videos on challenging approaches. I think I'm going to try and tackle something in New Zealand, like Queenstown next, and we'll keep this going. Alright, so hey, thanks again so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. As always, if you like this content, make sure to hit the thumbs up and the subscribe buttons, and we'll catch you at some future date. You all take care. Thanks again for watching. Bye-bye.